The warden was just doing his rounds and accidentally flicked a nail clipper into the cell, but it was this single accident that led him to discover that a prisoner had drawn a portrait of him. Even though the portrait was incredibly lifelike, the proud warden felt that his dignity had been utterly trampled. He immediately confiscated all the prisoner's art supplies and ordered that he would never be allowed to request drawing again.
Painting's all I have. I'm sorry, Doc.
It might not seem like a big deal to others, but for someone who had lost their freedom, being deprived of their only mental outlet was undoubtedly a fatal blow. The next day while working, the old man acted unusually. He even brought a sharp axe under the pretense of work. But before he acted, he quietly slipped what he had into another prisoner's pocket. Then he called over a guard holding a baton. Right in front of the guard, the old man swung the axe without hesitation, destroying the hand he used to draw on the spot. The guard was so shocked by the sudden scene that he collapsed to the ground. In the end, the old man was forcibly taken away. Mike cleaned up the severed fingers for him. By accident, he touched something in the pocket. It was a flower that had drifted over from the other side of the island, symbolizing freedom. Mike believed that one day the old man would escape and regain his freedom, and he would always carry the flower with him. But that day, the warden discovered the flower. In the prison, inmates were not allowed to grow or keep any plants. He then mercilessly crushed the flower.
Some men are destined never to leave Alcatraz.
The warden's words, combined with the old man's ordeal, completely solidified Mike's determination to escape. The next day, he said goodbye to his cellmates one by one. They instantly understood what he meant, but the day before the escape, the warden suddenly carried out a surprise inspection. He seemed to sense something unusual about Mike. He ordered his subordinates to thoroughly search the cell, even personally taking part. When the warden moved the suitcase blocking the vent, Mike's heart jumped into his throat. He was terrified that the warden would notice the flaw. Fortunately, the disguise he had made was realistic enough. The warden didn't notice anything unusual. After the fruitless search, the warden could only leave in disappointment. But before leaving, he was still uneasy. So he informed Mike that he would be transferred to another cell the next day. At lunchtime, Mike told a few cellmates the bad news. Then everyone unanimously decided to start the escape plan early tonight. Late at night, when it was quiet, the others gradually climbed through the hole toward the rooftop. But one prisoner, overcome by fear, chose to give up. He lay alone in the cell, silently crying. Not long after, a guard patrolling the other cells discovered that the 3 escaped prisoners were still lying quietly in bed. It turned out the beds were filled with dummies made from newspaper. Meanwhile, the real 3 prisoners, coordinating with each other, successfully climbed up the 3-meter-high vent and finally escaped from this terrifying prison.